This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get ready to take on your Monday and the work week with the Morning Sprint.
Mark has your forecast to help you take on your work week.
And Sydney Charles has details on a security aid package and why Republicans in Congress are refusing to pass it.
But first, a man accused of killing a family of 4 in Kellogg is expected to plead guilty to lesser charges this afternoon. Major John Kaler will likely plead guilty to 4 second-degree murder charges, which were downgraded from first degree. Now, this change comes after mediation with an agreement from the state of Idaho and the victims' families and Kaler's attorney. Now, Kaler is accused of shooting and killing Kenneth and Kenna Gardapi and teenagers Devin and Aiken Smith back in June. The hearing is scheduled for 3 p.m. today.
We are learning new details regarding the woman's body found in a northeast Spokane field Wednesday. That woman was 65-year-old Carol Street, and we want to warn you, some of these details, you might find them disturbing. Court documents say detectives are looking for evidence of a homicide. A search warrant reveals bloody clothing that could have been Carol's were found in another nearby field. They also reveal when detectives found her body, she had serious injuries to both arms and was missing a hand. Her pants were also pulled down. The search warrant detectives have is for the field Carol was found in, her home, and her dog.
Now, we spoke to several of Carol's friends and former colleagues who want people to know the person she was before her death. They say Carol's humor was infectious and she enjoyed fishing and was passionate about her work. You can find their full testimonies right now on our website, kxly.com.
We are taking a look in our first alert weather where we're seeing a mild morning, really. We're starting off with temperatures hovering around freezing into the valley, Liberty Lake, 27 into Deer Park. Again, cool but not cold for the winter time. In our forecast radar, it's going to be this evening after dinner that we're going to see the chance of rain coming in, snow into the mid-level areas at 4,000 feet. We're going to see that continue. Our high today is going to be 37 degrees.
A man accused of a shooting in Grant County will make his first court appearance today. It happened near Royal City Friday night, sending 2 men to the hospital with 1 going to intensive care. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says deputies arrived to find 1 victim inside a building. They found the other outside, holding down the suspected shooter, 67-year-old Marcario Mendez Tovar. Police arrested him, found a gun on the scene. Detectives interviewed Mendez Tovar, who said he and the 2 victims had been drinking, began arguing, a fight broke out, and he pulled out his gun, firing and striking both victims. Mendez Tovar is in the Grant County Jail on suspicion of 2 counts of first-degree assault.
The Pend Oreille Police Department in Idaho says that it's received several reports of possible sightings of a wanted man. Dylan J. Harrington is a suspect in a 2022 double homicide in Washington's Okanagan County. The department says Harrington is to be considered armed and dangerous, and if you see him, do not approach him and call 911.
Police arrested a man in connection to the 2 bodies found in northeast Spokane earlier this month. 25-year-old Brandon Kenny was arrested Saturday night. He is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The 2 victims are 37-year-old Colton Russell and 23-year-old Kiara Morgan Whelan. Kenny has had previous issues with the law. He has 6 felony convictions for crimes including criminal mischief with a deadly weapon, burglary, and theft. Investigators say Kenny knew the victims in this case. It was not random.
And the Biden administration wants Congress to pass his national security supplemental request, which has billions in funding for Ukraine, Israel, and U.S. border security. The House adjourned for the holidays last week, but the Senate has decided to delay its holiday break to work on hammering out a deal this week. President Biden says providing more funds for Ukraine's war against Russia is necessary to some extent because of the U.S.'s own national security. But Republicans say they won't budge on the Ukraine support unless changes are made to the current immigration process.
The Spokane Police Department says it's cracking down on package thieves this gift-giving season. SPD's Stolen Property and Recovery Unit, or SPEAR, is ramping up its emphasis on these thefts. They say you should always report these incidents of package theft as soon as they happen. SPD also encourages posting any footage on the Nextdoor app or any other social media. Spokane Police have a section on their Facebook page dedicated to posting footage of these thieves.
A programming reminder, you can watch the Seahawks tonight on Monday Night Football. The game starts at 5 right here on KXLY as the Eagles come to town to visit. You can catch Derek Dice for special editions of 4 News Now before the game at 3 and 4, and again right after the game's over.
Coming up next on Good Morning America, dangerous weather coast to coast, including the powerful East Coast storm intensifying within the last few hours. Details about what areas are on alert and how it could impact your early holiday travel. We'll be back right after the break.